Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II for the Nintendo Famicom. Let's finish up our monster hunting in this episode. So we're still going to try to find those pit fiends here around Macedia. So, no luck in finding them. More of these annoying mega parasites though. So, they can drain our MP, which is a big problem for Fess, because unlike Maxine, who has the Osmos spell, Fess is going to have to rely on like an ether that might got dropped or an elixir, depending on how much longer we're out here trying to find these pit fiend monsters. So, we don't have to be out here too long. We can just hop on our airship, jump right back to Macedia, stay at the inn, and heal ourselves up. So, yeah, once you're in the airship, you just want to walk around the airship, so you can just hop on the airship right away. You don't have to really worry about random encounters on the overworld anymore, because pretty much everywhere we need to go, you know, we just can pretty much land right next to it. So the final dungeon, we can land right next to it, so it's just like landing on a town and just stepping onto the final dungeon entrance. And same thing with Palamecia Castle. We can just, we kind of land on it. So, Maxine getting her haste up there. It's, good. What's her level at there? Haste is 3, Berserk is 3. Osmos we gotta get up, but, like I said, we want to get Berserk in, Haste, and Osmos eventually up to level 4. So, we're getting there. So, 12 levels total, we have 8. So, we'll be spamming those spells. And here's a enemy that spams a lot of spells, the pit fiends. So we'll have whatchamacallit, we'll actually concentrate on taking these guys out. We'll have Fess attack with his knives and sword. Maxine actually casts some spells. These guys can be pretty deadly. Like I said, they're upgraded imps, so they have a lot of annoying spells, like Stun 16. Yeah, and then they blind you with their physical attacks. So, thankfully, Asuna spell is strong enough to, you know, take care of the blind spell, and has enough ranks in it to, you know, even if it misses a few ranks, or a few castings, will probably hit enough to cure the blind. I think you only need to have rank 2 to cure blind, so only 2 castings have to go through. And we're casting it 8 times every time we use the spell, because it's at rank level 8. So, what really hurts this battle, though, is, like I said, Booker being paralyzed. So, he can't contribute. And like I said, he's our main fighter. He could probably take these guys out in one hit, but as is, we're, now Maxine, our second best character, I guess, for fighting, is holded up there. So, held up. Not holded. Ugh. English bad. No. But, messed up there. So, like I said, this battle, not going good. But thankfully, like I said, once we encounter these guys here, you know, we can encounter them in a future dungeon. But they're much rarer, so I think even out here they're kind of rare. I mean, well, not really rare. I think there's an 18.8% chance to find them. And that's like the second most common. Like, in some areas, like the highest percentage is like 37.6, and then it drops down to like 18.8, and then 9.4, and then it keeps, you know, dividing by 2, 4.8, and then it goes down to 1.6. So it's usually the encounter rates in areas. So, in all the areas that we can encounter these guys after this, it's going to be less than, you know, an 18.8% chance. So more like which would have to be the, you know, at most, you know, 9.8% chance as the other one. So, so yeah, basically a 10% chance to run into them. So hopefully, like I said, we'll get lucky and not have to run into these guys again. So see, their magic is really hurting because they're all rank 16 spells. 16 is the highest rank that you can get for any, magic, which is pretty much never going to happen. The only one that you might be able to get would be like your cure spell, because you can cast it a whole bunch of times out of battle and you get 2 points for it. Spells that you have to cast in battle are basically never going to get that high, because you'd have to cast them so many times in order to get that a point toward it. So like I said, and even the spells you can cast outside of battle, only a few that you'd really be able to do a lot of. So, like, you wouldn't be able to cast Asuna a whole bunch of times out of battle, because you only cast it when somebody has a status ailment inflicted on them. So, in like the future games, like the re-releases where like Ultimate actually works and it's kind of based on your spell levels, an easy spell, like 2 easy spells to level up would be like the Warp spell and the Teleport spell. You can just step into town, take 1 step into town, teleport out. Come back in, teleport out. Keep doing that over and over again. 50 times will get you a level, and then you can do the same with teleport. And with the teleport, because you're losing hit points every time you use the teleport, you can then build up your cure spell with that. So that's a good way to boost up both of them, because both of those spells can be used as instant death spells. Use them on an enemy, and you can just remove them from the battle. So, well, now we're going to head over to near Palamecia Castle, to this desert area. That's where we're going to get some more new enemies. So there's the arena there. Of course, we've got to go to the south here a little bit. We want to walk around in the desert, because we have 2 new enemies that we want to fight. The Sandworm enemy right here, and then there's the Blade enemy, which is like an upgraded Antlion enemy. So those are the 2 new enemies that we want to meet in this area. So, Sandworms can be pretty annoying because they have a Quake spell, and that really doesn't have like its own element. So everybody, even people with like all the elemental protections, like Fess with a ribbon, will still take a lot of damage. It's like non-elemental, kind of like how Holy and Flare are non-elemental. So yeah, nothing's going to reduce the amount of damage basically that the Quake spell is going to do. So these guys can be pretty annoying. They can come in with other enemies, the Terra Marbles. So you pretty much want to, if that happens, you want to try and take out the Sandworms first. As I said, they have that annoying Quake spell. I think it's Quake 12, so it's not necessarily the strongest Quake that it could be, but it still hurts and it still hits everybody. So, and even though it's like multi-targeting, it still does a lot of damage. So, I guess that's kind of how they balance a lot of the spells that don't hit elemental weaknesses, or don't target an element, because you can never get a weakness from those spells, so their base power is higher. Like Flare has twice the base power as an elemental spell, and Holy has 1.5. So, because you can never exploit an elemental weakness with them. Well, if you hit, a Flare spell against an enemy that's weak against fire, will do less damage than, an enemy that's weak against fire with hit with the fire spell, because you get the extra elemental bonus. And none of the castings will miss. So yeah, because there's going to be a few enemies later on in the game, like end game level enemies that like have a magic defense of say like 14 times 100%. So like the first 14 times that you cast a spell on them, it would block the spell because 100% evasion or magic evasion. So you're like, well, how am I going to hit him with a spell? Well, when you hit an elemental weakness, luckily those monsters all have an elemental weakness, so when you hit the elemental weakness, you guaranteed success. So it bypasses that their magic defense or the magic evasion. Because yeah, there'll be a few enemies later on, like I said, that will have that like almost basically perfect magic evasion. Because like I said, the way spells work is like it's just like a physical attack. So like, say like he's casting Fess cast Holy 3. He'll cast it 3 times on the enemy based on his like spirit stat. But then, and then each thing has an accuracy. So say like the Holy is like, I was making numbers up. It has a 50% accuracy, boosted by whatever your spirit score is. So like Fess has like 50 spirit, so he has a 100% chance to have the holy spell hit somebody. But then they minus their, then it gets subtracted from, or you subtract then their magic evasion. So they say have like 50% chance to avoid a spell. So basically, you cast a holy at 100% accuracy 3 times on the enemy, but they have a 50% chance to dodge it. So then, so it's a coin flip. So maybe only 2 of your holy spells will get through. Maybe one time only 1 will get through. So that's why sometimes you can see the damage will differ greatly when casting the same spell on the same enemy. Because maybe their magic evasion, they just got lucky one time. You know, when they avoided some of your attacks. So yeah, I think right there, like, we did, what, 180? 3 hits, you know, for 180. So it was like, I think another time we did like 110 against the same enemy. So it's probably like basis like 60 damage, and each time it goes through, it you know. So that time we hit him all 3 times, you know, and the other times we only hit it twice. So, but that's why it's important to kind of like level your spells up so you get more castings of them, you know. Yeah, running these sandworms, it's weird because looking at the guide that I'm using, the gamer's guide, that lists the percentages of monsters. That's where I determine, you know, where's the best place to hunt these monsters down at. You know, it's pretty much an equal chance to run into sandworms and the blade monsters, but I just keep running into these sandworms. So both of them are level 6 encounters. So we're getting some good work out of the Holy. Holy's getting some good stats from using it, so 6. Oh, here comes that Quake 10. Quake 10, it's not Quake 12, Quake 10. That is doing a lot of damage, so yeah, 6 minus 3, because that's the level of the Holy. We're getting 3 points. 6 points at least for each casting of Holy for the first time, and then every other time after that gets another point. So that's, I think, cast Holy twice that battle, so that's 7 points toward Holy. So the Blade Monster is also level 6. Blade Monsters, though, were like, basically, like, they're like I said, that upgraded sandworms, sand antlions, and they are nothing special about them. They have no special attacks like the sandworms here. No damaging like special attacks like the Marlboro, like where it has extra damage to you or gives a status ailment to you. So yeah, they're very non-threatening. They only have a 80% accuracy, 6 hits at 80% accuracy. So somebody like Booker can probably like evade pretty much all their attacks unless they get really lucky. Because I think Booker right now has a evasion of 7 times 99. So the first 7 attacks that an enemy makes, he has a 99% chance to avoid them. So, which is annoying with those pit fiends because they have 8 attacks at 80% accuracy. So even if he dodged the first 7, that last one's guaranteed to get through and hit him. So that's why he was getting paralyzed there, held up so many times, or blinded. So it'd be nice to finally meet those blade enemies. So yeah, they're the last real enemy that we gotta really worry about. After that, then we don't have to worry about, you know, random encounters on the outside, because every other enemy in the game we can meet in dungeons. So, yay! Like I said, if we want to, we can try to farm things from captains, but we can run into captains in the Palamecia Castle. So there's a second chance. We'll get more chances there to potentially get that coast drop. So, woohoo! Finally, we got the blade enemy here. So, and they ambushed us. So, scary. Like I said, they look scary, but they're not scary at all. So, yeah, they basically miss and Booker a whole bunch of times. And I think Fess has pretty decent evasion. He's like at 4 something. So, he's also close to getting a knife level. So that'll help increase his evasion a little bit more too. So, his knives have outworked his shields. So, and Rickard is pretty close to, I think, getting his bow level equal to a sword level. I think right now Rickard's at rank 7 in bows, and his initial sword ranking was 8. Yeah, it has to be. Oh no, I was gonna say it has to be 7 because he did 7 hits there, but I forgot I hastened him, so that gives an extra hit. So he's either at 6 or 7, but yeah, he's pretty close to getting his bow is equal to where his sword rank was at. So I don't think I've ever seen anybody else use Rickard as most people just keep him as a sword user, from what I've seen. Well, like I said, I like to have my rotating character work on bows because we can throw them in the back row then, and that prevents them from sucking up attacks against our main characters, because like I say, we want to build their evasion. Because when you evade an attack, you kind of get a point towards your evasion, and then that, adds up over time. That's why Booker has such a better evasion than Fess, because Booker's targeted more than Fess. Thanks to that, the bug that the game takes priority of targeting Maxine and Booker over Fess in your 4th character slot. So let's check out what things are doing. Cast some cures, because we'll be going. We can actually fly back to an inn, and then heal ourselves up there, mainly on magic points. Yeah, we're still saving money here. I'm not doing this mainly to save money. I'm mainly building it up to build up Fess's cure spell. That way it'll heal more hit points when used in battle. On the few times that we do have to use it in battle against those like general enemies. So yeah, we can run into them in this Castle Palamecia coming up, so dangerous. So yeah, it pays to have that little bit of a stronger cure spell when we need it. There's Paloon, Galtria. So yeah, we can luckily land on the concrete, and which you couldn't do in the first Final Fantasy. You had to land in the grass. So. But I guess it wouldn't make sense if you couldn't land on the concrete in this game, because for most of the game, Sid's airship was parked on the concrete. That's where he always parked it. So, well, we'll leave our airship parked here until next episode, where we actually will take the airship over to Palamecia Castle and work on confronting the Dark Knight Leon. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.